Mwah. Look at them lips. What's up, y'all? It's That Go Wrong. Y'all see Miss Symphony Thompson. She looking nice. She got some nice lips now. Let's do it.
Recently, Comedy Hype had the privilege of interviewing actor Christopher B. Duncan, most known for
What up?
portraying Braxton P. Hartnett
What up,
on the
Braxton?
Jamie Foxx Show. In the interview, Duncan revealed that he felt pigeonholed in Hollywood following his memorable performance in the sitcom.
Dang, that's how you feel?
The interview was discussed on the daytime talk show The Real, where Garcelle Beauvais recalled their time together on the Jamie Foxx Show.
Fancy.
This prompted a discussion on other actors from the 90s era who may have been pigeonholed and started a larger conversation on typecasting in Hollywood. Today we have our Comedy Hype analyst, Vanessa Fraction.
Hey, Vanessa. Vanessa's back.
Studio with Capone and Pierre calling into the show to
Capone.
talk about Duncan's interview, and we have to ask, how does one recover from being typecast? But first, let's take a look at this clip.
Let's do it.
Not Braxton. I played Braxton. People
Gotcha.
in positions of power who can cast folks in certain roles, it's most upsetting to me if they say, well, we like his work, he's perfect for this role, but that's Braxton.
Have you heard that before?
I've heard that before in terms of the actions, clear about something.
Look how you
This is
look
where it
now.
hurts me the most. What I'm getting ready to tell you does not happen in general if I walk into a room full of white producers. If I walk into a room full of, let's say, brothers and sisters who are producing this project,
Yeah.
and I literally hear, as I walk into the room, "What's up, Braxton? What's up, man?"
That's messed up. They known on it for that.
It's like a wrench
Yeah.
in the gut.
Hurt. It hurt. You only known for that character. Like, you could do more than that. For real.
Because it's immediately saying to me, even though you're here and we're seeing you for this dramatic role,
Yeah.
for this romantic lead, for this
Get out.
hard-hitting, heavy character,
Mm.
even though we're seeing you for that, we just made it clear to you how we see you.
Now, I think there was a lot of passion during that interview, and I think when you look
I think so too. You can tell he really meant that for real.
at it, it does reflect it in that clip. But I want to come to you first, Pierre. What was your reactions when you first saw that?
Well, you always gotta go to Pierre first. Symphony.
I can understand his pain. You know, no actor don't want to not work. What I don't like is the fact that the producers will call him in, and they already had a jaded perspective of who he was.
Yeah, for real though.
So why would you even call him in if you just think he's Braxton? You know, waste this man's time, man. You know, you're not giving him the proper opportunity. So I
Nessa.
do think that was really disrespectful. And he's an actor, so give him a chance to play outside of his character known as
For real.
Braxton. You know, he is an actor, and don't make him a one-trick pony because you want, as a producer, or the people want to make him a one-trick pony. He's not. So I would
True.
say give him an opportunity, without a doubt. So I felt his pain. I've been typecasted as a handsome man. You know, I'm tired of being a handsome guy and all my stuff, but you know.
Okay, Capone, I want to propose that same question to you. What were your thoughts when you first saw the release of that clip of Christopher B. Duncan's interview with us?
I definitely felt his pain, but I was enlightened a little bit because, you know, being that there is such limited work for us as Black people, producers,
I ain't caught her off guard. They keep doing that.
actors, or whatever, and to see that, you know, he goes in front of Black people and they really like kind of like, you know, Jones him or whatever.
That ain't even no reaction to show. She's just watching what the man's saying.
And that's got to be a hurting feeling. Like Pierre said, you know, these people know what role they want you for.
Yeah.
And they already got the person that they want. So why they even call him in to go try for the role when they don't think he fitted in the first place?
For real though. Like, and you got a perception of the man already. Oh, that's Braxton. That's Braxton. No, that man can play other roles. Like, that's what we know him for, but man can play other roles.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, the interview was discussed on the daytime talk show The Real, where Garcelle Beauvais, also known as Fancy, as well as the cast, were able to really dive into the conversation a little bit more. So I want us to take a look at that clip and then come back and get
Let's
your
look at
reactions.
that.
Let's
do
take
it.
a look.
During a recent chat with the streaming channel Comedy Hype, Duncan says that it's been hard to find roles in other genres because Hollywood only sees him as a funny guy. Now, what do we think? Have you been pigeonholed? What do you think about this, first of all?
I know him, and we worked together. We did 100 episodes of the Jamie Foxx Show, and he killed that character,
Yes.
Braxton P. Hartnerbrigg. I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And I could see it. I could see people typecasting him, but he has also shown that he's done other parts. But he was actually saying in this interview that he would walk into the, an audition room with black producers and black creators, and they go, "What's up, Braxton?"
Yep. Your own kind.
And they didn't take him seriously, and that really hurt him because he's like, "I'm not here for that. I'm here for another role that I want you to see me in." So I get it, and I just think, as an actor, you have to keep pushing forward.
Now, I want to dive straight into this, but I do want to say I can't wait for this full interview to come out, which will be on our streaming platform, because I think there's so much more that Christopher B. Duncan does go into. But I want to come to you first, Pierre. After seeing the clip, what were your thoughts and reactions to that?
Again, Lonnie was right. When you're hot, you should take a lot of stuff. But again, when you have agents telling you not to take this, what they know, thinking they're looking out for your best, they don't really know. They kind of guessing too. And if you fall in line and listen to them, hey, with Denzel Washington, it worked out right. But maybe for Christopher, it didn't. He might have should took some roles he didn't take. So you got to really, at the end of the day, believe in yourself and take your own risk and not always listen to your agent. And unfortunately, this time, he listened to his agents. Maybe he didn't take those, heavier roles or different roles while he was quote unquote hotter, and so now he regrets it. And I feel for him, So I'll make a little movie. I throw him in there as a bad guy. Hell,
Yeah, and I think once the full interview comes out, you'll be able to kind of hear his point of view and how he handled that. But I want to come to you next, Vanessa. What are your thoughts on the clip that we did take a look at?
You know what I mean? Show as much as you can while you're hot so we can really see all that you can do so you can be ready for that next role. So I thought the ladies covered that very well. 2020 is a mug. You know what I mean? You can see a lot of stuff, hindsight or whatever. So as Pierre was saying, sometimes it's the fact that maybe, you take a little less money so that you can actually show some range as another character.
Maybe so. Maybe take some money, less money. I bet you still getting more money than a regular person. Paycheck. I bet.
Never know what happened, for him to, kind of be in that situation that he said that he found himself in.
Right, absolutely. Capone, I want to come to you as well. What is your reaction to that clip that we were able to see from The Real covering our story?
I feel that people should make gut decisions about what they feel or what they do. I don't think agent has too many artists under the umbrella to really pay you that much attention. And I just, from experience, when you hot, they all on you. But when you're not, they just try to give you advice to just almost like they don't want to let you down. Just, don't take that or whatever the situation is. But when you hot, they tell you all the time, oh, get that, do that, and do that. But those are gut decisions that you have to make on your own. That's the way I felt about it.
I feel that. That's how people do.
And I think that I don't think it was great advice from an agent's perspective.
I apologize, y'all.
Writers Republic right now. Click this multiplayer avalanche.
Now, I want to. Yes.
So can I say one thing? Just being in this business for as long as I've been, people have to understand this business is unique.
He's scared
to the other 9 to 5. See, this business you can judge somebody by their height, their look, their color. You can do that. You can actually too tall for her, too small. You can't do that in a regular 9 to 5. You working at the bank or the gas company. You can't say you're too dark to work here, too light, too tall. And we quote unquote get fired every time we finish our show or our movie. We gotta look for another job. If you work at the bank, as long as you come to the bank every day on time, you can work there for 20 years and retire. But in our position, you're always gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna have times you're working and you're not working. You're working, it's a stressful thing. So
but the thing about when you're working, y'all making thousands and millions. Y'all making 6 figures. Y'all making 7 figures, 8 figures.
Like Capone and she just said, I'm sorry, Vanessa said, you know, you got to take some chances sometimes. You know, you don't have to take a chance when you work at the bank. You just work at the bank, you know what I'm saying, or the grocery store. But with us, we got to take chances. And at the end of the day, it's our career. We're being judged like that. And so, you know, I say take it out the agent's hand as much and keep it in yours. And, hey, live and die by your choices. I lived and died by my choices. I said no to some roles that wound up being big. And I said yes to some roles that didn't do as well. It was my choice, and I had to live with it. And so, unfortunately, I got to live with those situations right now. That's all I want to say. Right.
Go ahead.
Oh, just a quick piggyback, and shout out to everybody working at the bank as well, because you can get typecast as a teller. You know what I'm saying? And it is like, she just a teller. You're like, no, I'm management. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has to take these risks, and you want to do it while you're hot, while you're the new teller, and everyone. Everyone's looking.
Hey, that's so funny.
And I want to mention and I know a lot of us know the definition of what typecast is, but I want to just lay that up, and then I want to ask my next question. So typecast is to assign an actor or an actress repeatedly to the same type of role as the result of their appearance or previous success in such roles. So given that definition, I want to ask, because we're all about solutions, and Vanessa, and I want to start with you with this question. How would you recover from being typecast? Whether, you know, you've had to experience it personally, or just the advice that you would give, being that, you know, people that may find themselves in that
Let
situation.
me know, V.
How would you recover?
Well, first, I look forward to the opportunity to get multiple roles playing the same person. I really look forward to that. Whenever you want to do that, I'm here. Whether it's the angry lady, which when I did Barbershop too, of course, it was kind of like, oh, she could play angry. So I used to get quite a few more auditions kind of in that angry space. But luckily, I'm a comedian. You know, I can smile too. So it's a little bit broader. As far as that question of how can you reset when you feel that you're being typecast, one of the things that he spoke of was going into certain rooms and them kind of calling him by the character name. Right. You know, you kind of have to have that opportunity to make that room and that time of audition your time and space. So you might need to reset. And so when you come in there and the casting agents or the producers, hey, Braxton, you're like, oh, I appreciate all that love, but today, I am whoever's on the, you know what I mean? And you say whatever the name of that person is, and do it in character. You know?
You make them change their mind. They want to call you Braxton? Nah, you show them you're not Braxton. You can do other characters.
I'm saying, so you can just immediately go in being like, oh, that's not Braxton. Right. This is whoever is on this paper today. You know what I mean? So it's an opportunity to reset. And what the lady said on the reel is to hit it while the iron is hot, that kind of thing. And I'll spin it over to the brothers for their advice.
Capone, I'll come to you next. How does one recover from being typecast?
One, you create your own avenues. The sad part about this, and I probably get a lot of heat for saying this, is that we depend on white people to tell us what we're good at and what we're not good at. You know, I wanted to get you for this role, but you're not black enough. And you know, this has been going on for a long time. And I just personally think that when you start to create, you know, there's different ways than Hollywood now. And I'm living proof. And sometimes you just have to take that risk. Like Pierre said, you got to take a risk. It's a risk, period. But to have somebody to approve you of what they think you should be is the first sight of you know, not being successful. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, and that's sad that happens. And Pierre, he probably, like he said, he probably done turned down some roles that blew up, and that's wow.
Right, and I think Lonnie mentioned, you know, she said there aren't a lot of roles for black people in Hollywood, so, you know, we need to start creating those at the time, right?
Because right now there's a lot, and there's a lot of outlets. There's so many different places in which you can even put your own stuff, as Capone was saying. So what happened in the 90s is not necessarily.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. There's so many more opportunities where we're creating tables for ourselves. But Pierre, I want to come to you as well. How do you, you know, how do you recover from being typecast, or how would you recover from being typecast?
Well, first of all, that's very difficult to recover from typecasting especially when you play a character that's so over the top. When you play a character that's over the top, they can only see you as that. Now, let's say Urkel, he was so over the top.
Say.
Braxton, the character Braxton, he was so over the top. When you play stuff that's so over the top, even Jimmy Walker, over the top, you know. When
that character stands out a lot, it's hard to overcome that. Everybody's gonna know you for that character. Yeah, I get what he's saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard because we can't see you playing anything else, even as that person. Let's give a good example, like Smokey, Friday, Chris Tucker. You can see him different. Even though he was Smokey, you can see Smokey as a father. You can see him as a brother, as a cousin, working at you can see him working at the bank. Even though he's crazy, you can still see that. But when you're so over the top, it's hard to say Urkel as a bank teller, Urkel as a doctor. It's just so hard to see that. So as actors, you got to.
I mean, Rush Hour, he did real. He's kind of known. Rush Hour. Can't think. There's another movie he stood out in. I think.
Be careful what you take, because if that character is so over the top, you will probably be typecasted, unless, like they said, you find other things. People thought me, oh, you're just a funny guy. You're a funny guy. I read the comments. They be like, nigga, you off the chain. Fuck you. You didn't realize how hard I come. You didn't know who I really was. You thought of me as the comedian. But now with Comedy Hype giving me my avenue, and Pierre's podcast on YouTube also, but giving me my
nice promotion. Nice promotion, man.
Personality, you get to see who I am. Like, oh, he can be an asshole. He can be mean. He can be crazy. He can be this. Yeah, I'm not just a funny guy who kissed Halle Berry or acted goofy on How to Be a Player. Now you get to see me in a different light. And I see it by the comments. You see this nigga come with that real work. I come with that verbal work.
I will say you use that time to Rick Ross's. You know, he's always putting out things. But no, I do think essentially like you have to recover from, you have to reinvent yourself. Like as times are going on, or even with different opportunities, being able to reinvent yourself to be different.
Get it out, baby.
To
Get
be
it out.
seen different, especially if you don't want to be seen in that one light. Go ahead, Vanessa, and I can close this out.
Yeah, and in those moments for the creatives that are out there now feeling like they're dealing with being stuck in something, I don't like a lot of they're doing this. This is what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? You have to be your own solution. So if you start feeling like the industry is doing me wrong or all these, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you have to kind of turn that around and say, well, what am I going to do about it?
Right.
You know what I mean? If he's walking into these rooms and they're not taking you seriously, or this, and the third, and this is the first time actually hearing of it, you know what I'm saying? As all these years went on, as a creative, don't let that be you. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and figure out what, start thinking about what those solutions are while you're going through that kind of pain and angst.
Ain't that easy though, but I get what she's saying. I get it.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, there is a full interview that will be coming on our streaming platform. You can go to comedyhype.com to get access to that. As always, I appreciate y'all for chiming in. You heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. How do you think one
NASA
recovers from being typecast? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Symphony. Nice smile.
Put it in the comments. I'm over
Put them in the comments.
For Comedy Hype News.
NASA.
Comedy Hype News.
Comedy Hype News.
Hey, that was some good information. Shout out to Fancy, Garcelle. Shout out to Comedy Hype. They got that good information. Hey, Christopher B. Duncan. Yeah, hopefully he can get more roles. I think I seen like they showed the pictures, he got roles. So, well, maybe sorry about it that he got turned down on some roles, but hey, he's still a celebrity. He's still getting some kind of roles. Hey, like they say, put it in the comments. Hey, and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Hit that share button also. Get me out there. I appreciate it. All the support. Go on.